Okay, let's jump right in. Welcome to today's explainer. If you've ever looked out at a massive cargo ship or an offshore support vessel and wondered, how in the world do they maintain, repair, or completely transform those absolute titans of the sea? Well, you're in the right place. Today we're exploring a literal giant of the maritime engineering industry, Shiptech Drydocks. We're going to break down their operational blueprint and see exactly how they keep global shipping fleets moving right from their base in the Middle East.
But first, I want you to put yourself in a very specific pair of shoes for a second. Imagine you're a ship owner, a manager, or an operator. In your world, a vessel sitting idle isn't just taking a break, it is burning through cash. Downtime is absolutely the enemy of the maritime industry. A single idle day, that can easily cost tens of thousands of dollars in lost revenue. Every single hour your ship is out of the water, the stakes are incredibly high and the logistical pressure is, well, it's immense. The source material we're digging into today tackles the specific anxiety head-on.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, Dubai's premier maritime hub. Second, their from keel to completion philosophy. Third, 24/7 docking and repair. Fourth, retrofit and vessel conversion. And finally, winning customer success stories.
Section 1. Dubai's premier maritime hub. It really all starts with geography. In global shipping, where you're located dictates just how effectively you can serve the fleet. Shiptech Drydocks isn't tucked away in some random hard-to-reach port. They are strategically located at Plot W141, right in Dubai Maritime City. This puts them exactly at the crossroads of global trade. From this strategic hub, they boast a vast experience catering to literally all vessel types. They're not just pigeonholed into one narrow niche, right? Whether it's a huge commercial freighter or an offshore rig support vessel, their geographic footprint lets them seamlessly service the entire UAE and the broader GCC regions.
Section 2. From keel to completion.
So that prime location obviously brings the ships in. But what happens once they actually arrive? This is where it gets really interesting. They use the specific phrase, from keel to completion. Now the keel is the very bottom structural foundation of a ship. So what Shiptech is telling us here is that they handle absolutely every single stage of a vessel's repair and conversion life cycle entirely in one comprehensive place. Just think about the alternative for a second. Usually a ship manager has to coordinate this logistical nightmare of fragmented vendors. One company for steelwork, another for electronics, somebody else entirely for painting. By offering an all-in-one approach, Shiptech completely eliminates those massive logistical bottlenecks. It's a real game changer.
Section 3. 24/7 docking and repair.
Now, an all-in-one philosophy is really only as good as its execution speed. The absolutely crucial point here is that their sheer breadth of capability covers all the bases. We're talking wet and dry berths, afloat and dry docking. That means whether your ship needs to be hauled completely out of the water or if it can be worked on while it's still floating, they've got the infrastructure ready to go. Plus, they don't just handle your planned routine pre-survey inspections and maintenance. They are fully equipped for sudden, critical emergency repairs. Basically, they're acting as both the routine mechanic and the emergency room for these massive vessels.
And here is the most vital number we're looking at today, 24/7. I really want to emphasize this. Maritime emergencies absolutely do not care what time it is. The financial clock of a delayed shipment, that doesn't sleep either. And neither does this facility. Their operations run continuously because the industry they serve demands absolute, round-the-clock readiness.
So how do they actually pull off that continuous operation without running into delays? The secret sauce is their all-in-house workshops. This ties perfectly back to that keel-to-completion anchor we just talked about. If you have to wait for a part to be machined by some external contractor all the way across town, your 24/7 promise completely falls apart. By keeping all of their workshops right there in-house, they retain total control over the timeline. This vastly minimizes vessel downtime and ensures continuous, uninterrupted progress.
Section 4. Retrofit and vessel conversion.
Okay, repairing a ship is one thing, but completely transforming it, that's an entirely different beast. Converting a vessel, like say turning a standard supply ship into a highly specialized operational vessel, requires a rigorous, zero-mistake pipeline. It kicks off with Step 1, naval architecture. This is the theoretical blueprint requiring intense mathematical and structural precision.
Then, step 2 brings in the onboard engineering team. These are the dedicated pros who translate those blueprints into the physical reality of the ship. And finally, step 3 is the execution within their state-of-the-art facilities. It's just a remarkably clear, logical flow, right from the initial design by specialized minds, straight through to physical execution by a dedicated team of professionals.
Section 5. Winning Customer Success Stories.
We've seen the location, the philosophy, the rapid repair capabilities, and that high-end engineering pipeline, but in the business of massive capital assets, bold claims really mean nothing without proof. First up, we've got Chief Engineer Johnny Janitin from HEA Energy, who specifically calls out Shiptech's prompt response and commitment on the completion of all jobs on time. This is just fantastic validation of their strict promise of efficiency. When a chief engineer is praising your timing, it means your in-house workshops and 24/7 operations are actually delivering on that core promise to minimize downtime.
Next, let's look at this feedback from Captain Sergio Hernandez over at Zacher Marine International. He notes the excellent performance from the whole team and highlights that the quality of job has been top. This points directly to that execution phase we were just talking about. It proves that even under the really intense pressure of 24/7 operations, the dedicated team's craftsmanship and engineering quality remain totally uncompromised. And finally, here's a simple but really powerful note from engineer Ashraf Ragab of OFCO Offshore International. Thank you for your cooperation. In an industry that is just fraught with stress and massive financial stakes, a solid testament to a collaborative, customer-first approach is incredibly valuable. It shows they aren't just treating these ships like numbers on a spreadsheet. They are actively cooperating with the operators. Behind all those individual quotes is an objective, broad-based metric, a 4.6 aggregate rating on Google. Think about that for a second. In the heavy industrial sector, where clients are highly demanding and the margin for error is basically zero, maintaining a 4.6 rating is incredibly difficult. This really serves as the ultimate proof of their consistent, high-level customer satisfaction across a wide variety of projects.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. We've explored how a strategic Dubai location, a keel-to-completion philosophy, and 24/7 in-house execution all come together to solve the shipping industry's biggest headaches. Shiptech Drydocks clearly states their goal is to help you unleash your vessel's peak performance. So I'll leave you with this to provoke your thinking. In an industry where efficiency is quite literally survival, what untapped potential or magnificent transformation is your own vessel, or hey, maybe even your own operational workflow, waiting for? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.